Well, ladies and gentlemen, Christianity and Christian values continue to get cancelled in the Western world, especially in England, the home of the Anglican Church, the Church of England, headed by Justin Welby. Yes, Mr. Woke himself. Over the last few years, we've seen a number of issues that undermines, obviously, the church as the establishment, but also our cultural Christian values, our practices, and our traditions. Now they are saying that the Church of England is going to be dropping the word church from its name. They're going to be replacing with communities. The community of England, the worshipping communities, to be woke, to be more inclusive. And there is a bigger problem. One thing is about modernity, which goes against the whole point of tradition and Christian religious values and also cultural values. Second problem is, it's all the funding that the Church of England has been receiving from the taxpayer over the last 10 years, especially the last 10 years, because we're talking about what happened since 2014. Before we get to that, let's get some reaction, of course, from Dr. Giles Fraser, who was a vicar, had said that when he was talking to the Telegraph, that this apparent reluctance to use the word church reflects a misplaced desire to be relevant and modern sounding. He's absolutely right. But it goes wider than that. It goes beyond that, because obviously in the name of being inclusive, you are completely saying Christianity and Christian values and Christians, basically you need to be open to all the others, whether from the militant vegan atheists to, of course, the Islamic side, and everybody else, just be nice to everybody. But the other types, they can do whatever they want. That's one thing. Second issue, as I said, goes back to the funding. Now, since 2014, the church commissioners have been awarded 82.7 million pounds worth of investment to these different establishments. This is for the reason was to start new churches and religious communities, right? Now, the investment is set to continue. In 2021, the Church of England announced the plans to establish more than 10,000 new worshipping communities over the next decade. Now, this is where it gets tricky. They were given the money and they were given the conditions. You need to basically spread Christianity, because, there are a lot of people who are more traditional. They've been voting Conservative and they've been asking the Conservative Party to do something. So when the Tory government was in place in 2014 and in 2021, they said, well, in order to keep them happy, let's give some money to the Church of England and tell them to build more churches, right? Then they said, well, we can't, or we really don't want to, or we don't have the energy. So they found a loophole. Justin Welby and the leadership of the church, they said, what if we just use that money to be seen to be doing something? That means not necessarily indoor worshipping buildings, which we call churches, but no, we could do outdoor. We could do picnics and festivals and some, random park in a corner. We would call it a church. And that way we could just say, we don't have to use the word church anymore. We will just call it worshipping communities. That's how we're going to get away with it. That's how we're going to go back to the government and say, hey, we've been doing something with the money. Now, a spokesperson for the Church of England defended its funding record in parish councils, stating that a significant investment has supported parish renewals, frontline ministry roles, and children's and youth workers across various church traditions. They're not hitting their targets. They found a loophole, and they decided to say, well, in the name of modernity, let's just change the wording, and that way they can't really come for us. But you are completely undermining the whole point of our Christian values, you idiots.